the pond in the United Kingdom to the west coast of Orange County, California. From the Pacific perspective to the Atlantic perspective. From liberal craziness to conservative idealism. From Christianity to atheism belief systems. Welcome to the TheGrayZone Roundtable with Rectify and Wingman at Revolution Radio. FreedomSlips.com.
What's up, everybody? From Freedom's Lips to your ears, this is Rectify and Wingman, and this is the TheGrayZone Roundtable. Get in here, spill your beans. We want to hear every brain cell's thought in your body. We are an open roundtable. Even though it might not look like it because we got a fancy name. I want to say thank you to Noreen at Wild at Heart. Great show, as always. She precedes the TheGrayZone every Tuesday. And happy 19th of May already. Jeez, 2014. Can you believe it? I can't believe we're almost through May. I swear we're in the quickening. But I'll give our number out first, and then I'm going to say hi to everybody. But yeah, 347-688-2902. 347-688-2902. Get in here while you can. Time flies, like I just said, the quickening and all that good stuff. But how's it going, Wingman? How you doing, brother? From the UK.
From the UK, can you hear me? Because it's quite a long way away, isn't it? So, but can you hear me okay? No, I'm only kidding. I'm good. I was just thinking we're more a straight line than a round table at the moment, so we need some people to call in. But yeah, no, it's good. I've been, like I said, working on my car this week. I did kind of intend to do the old DIY thing and change the discs, because the discs had been worn right down to the metal, so they needed changing, because I broke at high speed the other day and didn't feel very safe. So.
You drive a fast car?
Yeah, I always try to. Drive a fast car.
What kind of car do you drive?
It's called an MG, which is a British make, and it's an MG convertible. Okay. Before that I had a Mazda RX-8, but the Mazda RX-8 that I could watch the petrol gauge that go down as I was driving, so I had to get rid of that. But it's like maybe I'm going through a midlife crisis or something. And if any of you out there are going through a midlife crisis, feel free to call in. But no, seriously, I just suddenly I like fast cars. It's quite strange. But anyway, we've got someone here over it. Who have we got?
We've already been joined by some females. That's always a good thing. We've got Dory Barr and Heather Ullman. Welcome, ladies.
Hi, Dory.
Hi, honey.
We're talking fast cars. I know you got some input on that, Dory.
I'm in. Take about 20 years off my life and
Dory,
be scared.
Tell the listeners about your history of with fast cars, or your relationship with fast cars.
Oh, I started racing cars at 16. The first car I ever raced was a souped-up 350. I had a 69 Firebird convertible. I won every race that I had. And then my boyfriend at the time was a Porsche mechanic. And he used to build cars, but he really liked Pontiacs. So he built a 455 HO Trans Am 71. So in first gear, you can go about $120. But I couldn't hit the pedals because I'm only 5'1", and I was probably like 98 pounds, if that. So
are you still 5'1"?
I never changed.
Okay.
Big mouth, little person. But they used to put blocks and duct tape around the shifter, around the clutch, so I could shift. Because I couldn't do it because the car was so tight. Well, when you're going that fast, you really need to be able to shift. And so they said, let's just put blocks on it, and we'll just make her taller. And sure enough, I did. So he said, there's a blonde-haired, blue-eyed girl racing a car. We can make a lot of money, because they didn't want to race him because that's what he did for a living. He's a semi-pro, you know what I mean? Semi-professional. Mm. And so they used me, and I had a blast. It was the best time of my life. So since then, I like fast cars.
So what was the kind of scenario? Where would you be racing? Would it be like
California? California, La Habra. There was a track that we used to go to, and then there was also, La Palma had a racetrack, and then we used to do a quarter mile, half miles, in neighborhoods, basically. Yeah, dead area neighborhoods in Fullerton, Buena Park, stuff like that. But La Habra had like the best track. that we would go to, but they would do crazy cars too there. So that was a whole different. I never raced a crazy car before. You know, the knock oxide. How do you say it? You know, the stuff that makes you cry and your nose run.
The Lioness Julie. Welcome to the Gray Zone.
Hey, thank you. My experience with fast cars is, with the exception of driving slow cars as fast as they'll go, I participated in the building, the mold making, and then the fiberglass building of the bodies. And every weekend they'd go out and crash them up, and every week we'd come back and make them a new body. Pretty cool.
Yeah, Justin Time in chat says that's how they build Italian women, right, Dory? I don't get that one. Fast and Furious, I guess?
Probably.
Out of fiberglass?
Hey, only my Corvettes are made out of fiberglass. No, back off.
Yeah, that's right. I could tell you how it's done.
How about you, Bill? You a fast car driver? Or are you one of them little, what do they call them? The Prius, the automatics, and little tiny little bugs that I can't believe metrosexuals even drive.
Get a move on, will you? What the hell are you doing? No, one of those guys, maybe.
You want to get nailed by a semi? You think you're going to live?
I mean, seriously? I mean, what? 15 in a 50 limit? Are you serious?
Bill Gray, you might be muted, brother. No, you're not coming through, man. Go ahead and check your connections and then rejoin.
No, Connecticut, or like where he is in Rhode Island, they have like, you know, Corvette clubs. Like I belong to the Corvette club with the car. My car I drove, you know what I mean? So that was your racing. There wasn't a lot of, you know, souped up cars. The people that we hung out with didn't soup up their cars. They either had Corvettes or, you know, cars like that.
I worked as a mechanic for 3 different shops growing up. That's just one of like probably 20 jobs I've done. But, yeah, I mean, that was a big thing, you know. First it was the sound systems, you know, you had to have the big bass in your car.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And then you rebuilt the top end, you know, you get new camshafts, you know, bigger lobes out of Japan, stuff like that. So you get better combustion. And, yeah, we you know, put it in your K&N filter and get rid of all the tubing between your air intake and, you know, all the bull crap that basically is, you know, just silencing noise.
California, yeah. But the 71 there was like 5 of them left in the United States, and Tommy found one of them, and the engine had to be, parts of it had to come from Canada. Why I do not know, but it was like $10,000. We're talking back in the 80s, just for the engine. Well, he had to do it himself, so it didn't cost him.
That'll drag you to the curb, I bet.
Right, if you had to.
Machine.
Yeah, if you had to. Oh, it was totally illegal. Oh, we'd get pulled over all the time, but we'd just escape them. Like, he would just go down the streets and just disappear. I'd be like crying, you know.
You like a motorcycle.
He goes, you like gotta disappear.
Say late pig.
Well, they know it was me. All the cops knew. They would pull me over all the time in the Firebird and say, what are you doing, you know, driving a Knippelberg's car? And I said, I'm dating one of them. Well, there's 5 brothers, you know, and I'm driving one of their fast cars. They were known, you know, in California for, you know, racing cars and playing hockey. And I was always... Hockey. Yeah, they wouldn't give me a ticket or anything. They would just pull me over, you know, just to talk to me and stuff. I'm like, okay, like, we heard about you. I said, no, you didn't. You don't even know who I am. I said, mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's when you turn on the tears, baby.
I didn't have to do nothing. I just smiled. They said, we just want to know, we know who you are. Well, they couldn't catch me because I couldn't really race without him around legally. But I would do it on the side. You know,
so
like
what do you
if
think
you go
about
out of town.
NASCAR doing left turns all day long? Isn't that lame?
It's boring to me, but the NASCAR drivers are cool cats because I've been there. And Jimmy Johnson was really cool to me. He was a very nice guy. I'm not really into NASCAR per se, but you're in a car and you're 120 degrees in there, or even hotter. That's tough. You know, you lose like 30 pounds a race.
As a cop, my dad, because it gets really hot under, you know, your vest, your bulletproof vest and all that, your Kevlar. So what he would do in his unit is he would route, he'd route, water piping from his AC unit and, you know, he'd put duct tape over it and he'd stick it into his vest.
I happened to run across a few, peace officers this evening. And
there aren't any anymore. What are you talking about?
Well, okay, those that pretend to be peace officers, yes, I had a run-in this evening. And what I did notice is something I had never noticed before. Tell me if y'all think this is new. You know, okay, they're sheriffs, so they got the brown shirt and the pockets, and it's tucked in with all the crap on the belt. Well, just to the inner seams of both of those pockets is Velcro, and there's another pocket in there, a big one. Did you know that?
Yeah.
Well, I didn't. And that's the first time I've seen that. And
Well, my friend works for the sheriff's department, but yeah, he's a lieutenant.
I see them a lot, but today I saw him rip that pocket open and go for what was inside. It's interesting.
Well, usually they have rubber bullets in there, believe it or not, and they're trying to stop them from doing that, because if you hit somebody that's high on drugs with the rubber bullets, they'll automatically have a heart attack.
This dude was looking for his pen, but...
He was looking for his pen. Usually they hide that gun, though. There's a rubber bullet gun that they carry, which is kind of freaky looking, but yeah.
Yeah, I saw that. That. Unless it was a newfangled taser. It was shaped like a gun, but colored, so maybe that's what that was.
Yeah, I see really less than lethal used in like riot situations these days, as far as like beanbags or rubber bullets. They come to your house straight up. They're looking to shoot you with a taser or their weapon straight off. Most of them, I mean, or your dog, you know.
Well, I mean, I can't even say I hung out with cops. My friend, my best friend, which I really don't appreciate some of the officers, you know, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with them. A lot of them are really good people. But I would see the stuff that they did, and they would tell me exactly what to do in case of emergency. Let's put it that way. I was like, oh, cool, thanks. As I'm taking video pictures of them drinking and driving in a squad car.
I'm actually protected. My plates are all protected. They're all confidential or anonymous, or they come up as California Highway Patrol when they run my plates. It doesn't have an address or any of that
That's
stuff.
something else I noted. That's something else I noted tonight. That and these are just. I live in a small town, little hometown sheriffs. Yes, I've run into them 2 or 3 times before. Under, thank God, never any of my personal experiences. I just happened to be there. But the dudes were wearing a camera on their pocket. It was just a little clip-on camera on their pocket. I thought that was cool. Because if something's going to go down, I'd like to see it on tape.
I wish it would be streamed to the cloud, though, so it's public access right away.
Wouldn't that be cool, yeah?
Well, let me plug our YouTube channels for Revolution Radio while we're at it. TheGrayZone Radio, that is our show. That's how you find us, and that's Gray with an A. That's at YouTube. We have Free Revolution Radio and Talk Revolution Radio. You can find every archive on those 3 sites, basically. The latest and the greatest and the most organized is Talk Revolution Radio. It's the easiest to navigate. You can go through by, separate hosts and find the shows really easily by date and all that good stuff. I also wanted to apologize to Angela Black. I was supposed to be starting off a show with her in the afternoons today, but I actually got a job. Yay! So I had to go grab the money while it was there. And
right on.
Hopefully I'm here tomorrow. And that's at this moment with Angela Black, and it's 4:00 Eastern PM. But yeah.
Okay. Tell us about your job.
Yeah, congrats.
Oh, it's just a virus removal. It's somebody went to gaymidgetporn.com or something.
Oh. Okay.
It was a job. Yeah.
For loop when you.
No, I'm a contractor. I'm self-employed.
He's an independent contractor.
Yeah, I get.
Right on.
When it comes, I take it. Hopefully, if I'm not sick. But yeah.
Cool. Well,
what else is good going, guys?
Well, all that talk about the car made me, what made me think about that song, "Living on the Edge." You know that one? And,
one of my favorites. I love that song. Yeah.
and who was it by again?
Aerosmith.
Aerosmith. That's it. And I kind of, it's one example of like driving a car fast. It does kind of make you feel alive, more alive, and there's a lot of things like that. Even I went to Daytona once, and hearing the cars roar by, but not just cars, It's like one thing I noticed, and I've mentioned this before, is that reward. If there's an element of reward, then there's always often, for some reason, I don't know why it works like this, but there's an element of risk. So it's like if you want to really feel alive and experience, your adrenaline pumping in and excitement and sheer excitement, it seems that there is an element of risk.
Right, it's like working your butt off all day at work, sweating, grinding your fingers down to the bone, just so you can come home and your beer tastes 100% better.
There's nothing like racing a car like if you had a bad day. I do it to my cat. I take it out and just go crazy down here because you really can't drive too fast there. It's 20 miles an hour. And just to have your knees knock, that's fun to me. Like when you shake so bad, I don't know if you guys ever raced cars before, but if you race, your knees knock. I don't care how long you've been racing a car, you still get that giddy, your knees just go do-do-do-do-do, they just start knocking. That's fun to me. I love the adrenaline rush in it. Right. And I'm in my 40s, I still love it. I will never change.
When's the last time you did a race?
A couple of weeks ago.
Really? Sweet.
Oh my gosh.
Poor Mustang.
Is that how you're going to go out, Dory?
Probably. Because it kept coming up on the side of me. I just wanted to go to the store, and I'm like, oh, all right. I see where you're going with that.
I think Grace Kelly went out that way, didn't she? Was it Grace Kelly?
Are we talking like quarter mile, like signal to signal light?
Yeah, signal. It just kept going. And he wouldn't leave me alone. It's 5 miles. He kept going.
So you must have been doubling the speed limit then, because your town is small and it can't be more than 40 miles an hour down any street.
Tripling, because you have those flashing signs. Usually
exactly.
Flashing signs says school, the kids are they're already gone, they're home, they're already in bed at this point, but it was flashing sign like 25 miles, 35 miles. Mine just went, slow down. There was no mileage because I couldn't clock it.
Is Heather Holtman alive and breathing, or did she die on the air?
She's probably taking a bath.
Good for her.
I'm here.
She's there.
All right, tell me about your behind the wheel experiences in this world.
Oh, no.
Why not? You ever
I
got
run
pulled
my
over by a
races.
cop? Strip searched?
I'll have to think about it. Let me get back with you.
Well, okay.
That's a good question. I've been sitting here trying to figure out a good one.
I must admit, I was in a police chase once, and I couldn't understand how I was in it. It was quite bizarre, but I was in a little Mini. Yeah, get that. It's not the best of cars for a police chase, but still I outran them, which was quite cool being in a Mini. And this was in London. And what it was, I was late for work, admittedly, but and I went round a corner with traffic lights, a junction kind of thing. And you know how when you take your racing line, you come in narrow and you go out wide. So I went out wide onto the other side of the road, not the other side literally, but right up to the middle line of the road that I was turning into. And there was a police car coming the other way, and I was like, well, I should be all right. I didn't do anything untoward there. You can't go around a corner, a junction corner, much more than 30 mile an hour. So I wasn't breaking the speed limit even. But anyway, as I'm going down the end of the road, I see them turn round, and I was like, oh gosh, I can't. I'm late for work as it is. Can't be doing this. And just as they're kind of about 100 meters behind me, the blues go on, and I was like, damn it, I can't. I'm so late for work. I'll lose my job and blah blah blah. So anyway, I floored it. Went around all these little junctions. I felt like I was in the Italian Job kind of thing, and so eventually I just parked up really quickly in this narrow side street. And walked to the tube station. I thought I'd just get the tube to work. And meanwhile, while I was doing that, there was all these police units. They'd obviously called out a load of police units that were racing around the block trying to find me. It was quite funny, really.
I just got some news that Max Steele will probably be joining us later tonight, which is awesome. He was on Second Foundation with Seth Michael last night with an awesome interview. Yeah, this is a guy that's was a bodyguard for at least 20 to 25 different celebrities in his career. He did some other stuff too, but I'll allow him to explain if he chooses to join us. But at this moment, it looks like we have a pretty good chance of getting him on.
Excellent. I listened to that interview last night, and it was interesting to hear, and it was nice to hear his explanation of what happened. And I'm sure he's been through a lot in the month or two since we've heard from him, and so it was nice to hear from him and hear
that he's all right. Yeah,
and why he had to go away. It
sucks when people in Revolution Radio just disappear, and nobody has access to get a hold of them. You just have to wonder what happened.
That's right.
Like Comet disappeared for a bit, and I was worried about that guy, man.
Oh my god, I have to tell the story now.
Go.
Okay, so I hope Comet's listening. Comet, are you there? Because This just happened a couple hours ago, maybe this afternoon in chat. I don't know. I've been on it all day. So I've been worried about Comet too. I'm like, when the heck is Comet? Right? Rectify? Where is he? Wondering where he's been. Yeah. Well, like 4 days ago, you're gonna trip out. 4 days ago, and I told this just today. I told Comet in chat. I said, 4 days ago, Comet, I remote viewed you because I've been worried about you, wondering where you were at, and so I remote viewed you to see if you were okay, because I have to tell people this or else I feel like it's an invasion of their privacy or something, you know? And he's like, oh yeah, cool Heather, yeah, I'm doing well, I'm doing better. I said, yeah, and I said, you were wearing jeans. And if I remembered anything when I did that in my mind, if I was going to remember anything, I was going to remember jeans, right? So he's like, oh yeah, well, as a matter of fact, I had to put my jeans on because it was getting a little chilly outside, and, you know, put my jeans on. So the fact that I mentioned his jeans, he's like, yeah, okay, you're pretty accurate, you're right.
So did you remote view him? Did you remote view him before he had his jeans on or after?
Let me finish. Yeah. So when I came remote, I go, when I saw you and you were walking in between the car and the house, in the carport. You were walking out of the house, and you were like, you know, he saw his reflection he looked over, and like there was something about the reflection in the window of the car where and then he's like fixing his jeans. He's like, yeah, not bad. You know, they're not perfect, but they fit pretty good. It's not bad. I can't complain. You know, I'm looking good.
And he confirmed all this with you?
Yes. And then, wow. and then like about an hour later, I'm like, you know, Comet, I gotta tell you, not only when I could remote view you, I couldn't only just see you and hear you. I go, but I could also read your thoughts. He's like,
and
oh my God.
smell you.
No, I go, I could read your mind. I go, and what he was saying, he's like, not bad, can't complain. You know, he's talking about his jeans.
Bill Grant, mic check, you fix that?
Yeah, how you doing?
Good, brother, how you?
Not bad.
So, yeah, before I was so rudely interrupted, I'll just finish.
Let people hang.
I'll just finish up real quick.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah. So I thought that was weird.
Well, anyway, I wish I heard all that, Heather. I heard a little
finishing that you interrupted me.
Well, no, I just lost track of thought.
Oh, come on.
No, there was one other valid point that I was going to make about it, but I forgot what it was.
Okay.
I had to take a call.
Track of thought. Okay, go ahead, Bill.
But I had to take a call, and so I got a little interrupted. But then everything kind of got messed up a few times for odd reasons. But anyway, I wanted to call in, say hi to everybody, of course, and haven't got to talk to you for a long time, Rectify, except when we messed you up this morning. We kept hanging on. Because you never got on Angela's show today, did you?
No, I had a job.
He had to work.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was our fault, Dory.
What happened?
I failed early. You guys didn't. Haha.
No, yeah, we kept you on till what time, Rectify? What time was that?
Oh, man, we were up until like 5 in the morning or something.
Yeah, I bailed before that.
Yeah, I think it was after 5. I didn't get to bed till like 9 o'clock this morning.
Well, it's not every day you get to talk to Max Steele and get an update, so.
Yeah, I just talked to him. He's waiting for his girl to call, and he wanted to, he said it was okay to mention, he used to be a bodyguard as well for a lot of high-level people. He didn't say about specifying about high-level people, but he had a pretty cool life, and I mean, showed me a lot of cool pictures. Him with his cool guns and his bulletproof cars and stuff, or bulletproof limo. Dory, what kind of car was that? He showed us.
I didn't even see it.
If it wasn't a caddy, you don't even care.
No, I really didn't see it because he showed like so many pictures of stars and stuff. That he put, in the view cam that I didn't get to see what kind of car it was. It looked like a Cadillac to me.
That's right.
Yeah.
Was it a Caddy? Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just want to make sure. Well, because he kept tilting it, and the light comes on, like whatever light he had, I couldn't see. It was like shiny because he has plastic over it. Remember the old pictures you have with that plastic coating on it?
Yeah, you put it under the
right. So when he hit it under the light, I really couldn't see it, but it looked like a Caddy to me. So.
Yeah, I thought it was you that said what kind you thought it was, though. I forgot who said that. Maybe it was you, Rectify.
Could have been.
Because it was similar to some.
Hey, can I break in with the story?
Limo.
Oh, yeah.
It was pretty cool. And that guy, he showed us so many pictures of so many celebrities and high-level people that he literally protected. And he's a giant over these people.
He's a big dude compared to them. Yeah, it was kind of funny because he was huge in the picture. Like, he's like 7 feet tall, and they're all like 5 feet. That's what it looks like.
Yeah, he said he was like 6'7", right?
Yeah, he's tall.
Almost 6'8", maybe, but
Yeah.
maybe
Can
only 6'5".
I tell you a story?
Sure.
An interesting story. It's tied in a little bit. Okay, so I live in this tiny little small town. Well, one day I'm home, just home, I'll say, in my jammies, okay? And knock, knock, knock on the door. I open the door, here's this little old man. And he said, I just used to live in the neighborhood and wanted to know if any of these neighbors are here. And so we started talking, and I would never invite anybody in, but he seemed harmless enough. And so I invited him in, and he started showing me pictures of bases on the moon, all kinds of fantastical aircraft. This is an aircraft valley. I live right near Edwards, and that's apparently where he works. Turns out he was a physicist, and I do remember his name. I can't track him down now. But you would not believe, he wound up staying at my house for like 12 hours. Okay? At about 4
How did it come
o'clock.
up, Julie?
How did
the subject come up when he was there?
Oh, you know what? He just said, I used to live in the neighborhood, and, we all worked out at Edwards and this and that. And do you know, I said, well, my husband works at aircraft. And he's all, oh, yeah, aircraft. He was in the house for like 3 hours before he told me his wife was in the car. I said, my God, go get her. So she comes in. Her name, she comes in, and, of course, we hit it off fast. And by this time now, my husband's coming home from work, so I had to call him and warn him, hey, there's this man in our house, but I'm keeping him here because you're going to want to talk to this dude. And sure enough, he stayed another 5 hours, and his wife and I went and picked up my daughter from school. And before the night was over, at 10 or 12 hours later, I had a little keyboard that I had bought my daughter for Christmas. It was 1 octave short of a full piano, right? And he sat down and played 2 or 3 tunes. But I'm not kidding you guys. He pulled out pictures from his briefcase, showed me bases on the moon. I looked him up after that and got all kinds of information on him. However, I have tried looking him up since, and everything's been swept. Everything's been wiped.
Joined by Mr. Travesty. That's a crazy story, man.
That's a cool, good story. Actually, that's very interesting.
It is, and I'll share the name. Maybe you guys can find something later.
Was his wife, did she have blonde hair by chance?
No, she was gray.
Okay, I'm just kind of wondering.
Well, they were older.
The
She
Gray
said they were
Zone.
older.
Welcome, Steve Travesty, to the Gray Zone.
Steve! Yo.
Hey, Steve.
How's it
One
going?
of the Steves.
What do you got, man? Bring it.
Oh, nothing much. Just thought I'd hang out, be a part of the conversation. I was not listening up until now. I was decompressing.
Whoa! Decompressing, is that like a message kind of like 420?
Is it like degaussing? Is it?
Unfortunately, I wasn't 420ing to decompress. I wish I was, but I can't. No, but it's just not available.
Steve's got a lot of great stories, but Julie, this is good.
I know, that's
any
crazy.
specific pictures or shapes or positions on the moon, like in a crater or in the gray area, like at the gray zone?
Like in the gray zone. I could not believe it. This was, okay, I was like awake in my early 20s, and then I kind of blurred out like we do, gotta raise a family, gotta get a job. Now the kid's grown and out, and so I can concentrate on what I feel is important again. Well, he was right in the middle. Let's see, she was probably 10, and she was at school. Yeah, it was the most serendipitous thing. He knocked on the door. I happened to be home. And then I happened to invite the stranger into my home. He sat down. I fed him lunch. I fed them dinner once I finally knew that they were both there. It was incredible. Oh, yeah, he's pulling out pictures. This is before I'd ever heard of this radio station where stuff like this is true and happens. he's pulling out pictures showing me bases on the moon and these, with the Aurora aircraft, which at the time was not admitted to, all kinds of stuff.
Double sonic boom when that guy flies over.
Hey,
Well, no, he was
newsflash
a
for a second.
physicist. He was a physicist.
Just for a second, minor newsflash. I'm trying to get Max to call in right now. He might. But go ahead, Julie. This is great.
Well, that's really all there is to it. When Max calls in, if you want, I'll throw it out there. What are the odds that these two people would know each other? Not very well. Not very much.
You'd be surprised at how small this world is. I've come across so many people that it was like it's a small world type of situation. You're like, wow, I know him.
Max, though, originally was a truck driver, and that's how he got involved with secret stuff.
Yeah, at that time he was, yeah. And probably more than that. I kind of forgot exactly what came first and second and all that, but around that time, yeah.
Bill, who are you talking about?
Max.
Max Steele. Last night on Second Foundation.
Oh, you don't know Steve. Oh, Max called in. The station.
Last night.
Everybody thought he was dead, man.
And he finally admitted me and Steve knew he was alive, and, Dory suspected and Noreen suspected, and I sort of said, well, maybe I think I would know, but I sort of lied and sort of didn't, It was like, well, I would know if he was dead. That's how I put it. And I wasn't completely sure he was dead when I came on the air on Steve's show to give an update, because I kept telling his so-called brother that I said, come on, Max, tell me, I know it's you. But he wouldn't admit it yet, but he planned to. And so I played along with the game, and I really started being convinced by that time that he really might be dead. And then I did the show, and right after that he did tell me, and he said thank you, and told me why and everything. So that's the story.
Wingman, you've been quiet.
I have, haven't I?
You're still thinking about your break job you did today.
No, no, I don't know. I don't know too much about Max. I'll have to look him up. But yeah, I love those chance encounters where it seems as though someone comes into your life and it's like, wow, you're blown away. Those synchronistic kind of moments. So yeah,
Wingman, it happens
guys.
to me all the time.
I mean,
really? Fred
Bell and Lauren Conrad from The Hills. I mean, many others that I probably don't even know. I didn't even know I was working for celebrities at the time, I had no idea. Or scientists, I did a job at the head engineer of Tesla Motor Company. I didn't even know it was him. I got
pictures. I was there, I don't know, within the year, and got pictures of at night with some friends. But I'm about to pull Max in right now. Hold on.
Sweet. All right, Max Steele, ladies and gentlemen.
Coming up. He's bubbling up.
Welcome, Max, to the Gray Zone.
Max.
Thank you.
Welcome.
It was a great interview last night, man. I just want to let you spill whatever you want. It's another roundtable tonight, so...
your height. Start with your height.
Yeah, we're just passing the mic around, man. So whatever you want to let...
Yeah, Max, how tall are you?
Well, what I wanted to say is that I am 6'10".
Oh,
10! Wow.
Told you he's a big dude.
His pictures. He's one, because when I've talked to him on Skype with the video cam, he's usually sitting down or whatever. I have no reference point for his height, but he's shown his pictures from his vacations and his on the job, escapades with other people. He's a Goliath.
Yeah, and then last night someone mentioned, well, Michael Jackson's pretty short, and then, no, it's just that Max Steele is a giant.
I come up to his kneecaps. That should be pretty, huh?
So, yeah, other than that...
Hey, Max, welcome back.
Latoya, I mean, that's just one of the people
I appreciate that. Again, I am sorry for what I did, and there's one thing I forgot to say last night because we ran out of time.
Go ahead.
The thing is that before my parents were harassed by these three people. My parents don't remember what the ID said when they first knocked on their door, But before that happened, like 2-3 days before that, I was sending an email to some friends of mine in Australia, and a black screen appeared in front of the email and said, Max, we're watching you, and if you don't stop talking on they mentioned Revolution Radio, that my family will be killed. That's what it said in the letters, flowing like, going through the screen there, and it got me worried, and I had no choice but to do what I had to do. But I think it would have been better if I hadn't done that at all and just disappeared for a while. And that would have been the smart thing to do, but I didn't do that. I didn't think at all. I just did it. And I do want to re-apologize again for lying, for saying all that,
Well, Max, I want to add that, the kind of people Max has dealt with in the past, the kind of people that would hurt his parents, they're pretty brutal. They're not just going to take them out, most likely. Am I right, Max? It would be not like, it wouldn't be pretty. It's not like, it's more than just threatening. It's very serious. It's not just, they'll be shot. It's not that simple. It's,
Bill, Max?
Yeah?
You had to have known that there would be repercussions when you spoke, and so now you're back. Is there something that you would like us to know that we didn't get before, that you're willing to, either you've secured your parents or you're willing to take the risk? Okay, so there must be something important you need to say.
Well, there is. I do have a friend of mine that he's out of work, and he's ex-military, and he's an ex-Marine, and he don't have a place to stay. He lost his house and his family. So he's now staying with my parents, and he is armed, so anything that happens, he'll be able to take care of that situation. But I've been involved in other things too, that I haven't told. When I was in the bodyguard business in Miami, I'll tell you the name of the company. I don't care anymore, but it used to be called the Bodyguards of the Stars, because I did do, like I showed you last night on cam here.
Oh yeah, we saw dozens of pictures.
Oh yeah, and I've seen more than that. Max, how many photo albums did you go through with me? Just one big one, or like?
Nah, it was just one big one, but I do have pictures taken. I forget his complete name. He died, I think, a couple of years ago. Sharon from Israel. I bodyguarded him for about 3 days.
That's Ariel Sharon.
Yeah, that's him. And also one of the Royal Prince of Spain. I did that a week. I did bodyguard Michael Jackson when he came to Miami. He did a concert there. Also, believe it or not, Maria Conchita Alonso, who is Cuban, she was also there and did a show too. And excuse me?
Is that what you came back to say?
No. That's just part of it. What I wanted to tell you is that when I got out of the military, I just freelanced a few things here and there, because actually freelance some of the things I did. In Miami, there's an airport, Miami Airport, but on the backside off Northwest 36th Street, there's actually I'm not going to mention the company. I already mentioned it anyway. So they used to have these C-17s and some C-30s, and they would. You remember when they had the problem in Nicaragua with the Sandinista and the Contras?
The Iran-Contra affair, I certainly do.
Yeah, I was involved in taking some of the cargo to give it to the Contras so they can fight against the Sandinista. And we would take medical supplies and food and all that stuff until there will be a helicopter for us. So we will bring a couple of helicopters and those C-130s, and we will fly to part of Nicaragua. And at one time, we were fired upon, and they shot the tail end of the Jet Ranger that we were in, and we went down. I almost got killed in that one. We were shot down, and then there's no way we could get out. There was only 6 of us, and 5 of them were Rangers that was with us. It was a secret mission. I was involved in it, but we were just taking medical supplies. But anyway, I get back from that, and I get a call like 3 days later. And I can't mention the colonel's name that's involved because he's part of the company. And he asked me if I could go on this trip. And my intuition told me that I shouldn't go because the plane was going to be shot down. I felt that, and I saw that in remote viewing. So apparently the plane the plane got shot down, and everybody on board was killed, even the colonel. So that's why I didn't go on that trip. But when I returned back, I decided not to continue with that job. And then I started to do bodyguard service because, my height, and at the time, that was the only thing I could find. And then after about 2 or 3 months, I run into a couple buddies of mine from the military. I do have friends in Navy SEALs and Special Forces. I got to tell you, I own in Montana. I bought a silo in 1976. I bought a silo for $12,000.
A missile silo, and I see.
Yeah, you're right. A missile silo.
It is now, right?
What's that?
It is a missile silo now, though, right?
No. It used to be. I still have it. I own it. Half own it, to be honest. I sold it half of it about 3 years ago. But there's some Navy SEALs and Special Forces staying there, friends of mine. And you won't believe what we found underneath that, down in the bottom there. We found a lot of goodies down there that
like
a gun shop would love to have.
Oh, wow.
But anyway.
You didn't tell me this one yet, did you?
No. I've kept a lot of stuff secret from you, Bill. I can't tell you.
So we're talking like we have reloaders built into silos. Like, I gotcha.
Yeah.
But no aliens, though. No aliens in that one.
I don't think I want to talk anymore. That's it for now.
Well, hey, what about, how did you meet the chemtrail? I can imagine you met a lot of the chemtrail pilots through your jobs, right?
I'll tell you how I met one of them, okay? Actually, my friend Frank, one of the Navy SEALs that's staying over there at my cabin where the silo is, he knows the pilot, okay? He knows the pilot. And he's the one that's been talking to him. I talked to him a couple times, but he wouldn't. I would find out about the stuff that I told you, Bill, through my friend. Okay, but he did tell me just recently that out of the 118 pilots that are involved in helping us with the chemtrails, that now it went from 118 to 582.
Is there a positive to the chemtrails, or is it all negative?
Nah, that stuff is all negative, man. There's no positive about it. I got to tell you, man. 2 weeks ago, I was outside and there was a lot of wind and a lot of chemtrail, and I got hit with something. And I went to the veteran clinic in Winston-Salem, North Carolina, because I live in the mountains there nearby. And they did a bunch of blood tests on me and urine and all that. But they were having problems trying to analyze one of the bacteria or
fungus, yeah,
something that I had in me. So finally, they were able to get it, and the doctor told me that I had to wait like 5 hours for the result, because every time they tried to find it, they couldn't find it. But they found barium, anthrax in my bloodstream. So they gave me this medication called Levaquin. Man, I took one, I almost died. That thing had something in there even worse than what I had in my bloodstream.
Wow.
Yeah, but
what do you think about this new MERS virus that's spreading all around the mainstream media? Think there's any validity to that?
Look, let me tell you what MERS is. It's 2 cases of a virus that originated in the Middle East. In other words, it's propaganda against the Middle East and nothing more.
Yeah.
Well, don't forget all the chemicals that went. Look at Douglas Dietrich said the same thing. All the chemicals that went through the Middle East actually after we blew them up.
Well, look at what they said. 2 people shook hands, and the guy got MERS. And it's
40 minute. What was it? A little meeting or something. Yeah, they shook hands.
Incubation period of 40 minutes. Really?
Yeah,
That's
it's called the Middle Eastern Respiratory. It's called the Middle Eastern Respiratory Syndrome.
Right.
Lungs.
Wait, you guys, that's totally possible. That is totally possible. 40 minutes for a virus is nothing.
No.
A virus can live easily. Am I going to talk or someone else?
Hold on, Steve.
A virus can live easily. 40 minutes is nothing. It can live 48 hours. It can live 48 days. Okay? And that's what they're dealing with. If in fact this is anything real at all. Is it SARS? Is it MERS? Is it HIV? Is it AIDS? Come on, where did these things come from? Who, in fact, is initiating them? And then who's going to come out with some expensive vaccine to cure it? Bullshit. I'm not buying it.
Here is my problem with this whole thing. They've been trying to force or fulfill a prophecy of a row of prophecies beginning with pandemics. And not only that, it works into the whole idea of controlling more, airlines and, with the DHS and going through scanning and just controlling travel and locking things down and getting ready for more forced inoculations or whatever. The whole issue, I think that they're either forcing that issue or they're at least going to try to take advantage of it in any case, real or imagined. So as long as we believe it, they're going to try to push this in their direction. We have to make sure we're not worried about it. We can handle it. We know colloidal silver will kill it. We know if we eat better and take a lot of minerals, we'll get over anything.
Exactly, Bill. Exactly. May I? However, there are those people that don't know what we know, and they will stand in line around the block to get a vaccine. I know because I've been one of those people in the past before I realized what I know now.
So the vaccinations probably infect you, and then you go and spread it to people that didn't even take the vax.
Well, or inject you with whatever it is you need to be injected with. You're right.
Can I add something, you guys?
Yeah, go ahead, Max.
Okay. I was in a conference probably back in 1990 with a group of people. There was a whole bunch of psychic people there, and there was this man that this light being went through him and started talking about it, about different kind of healing, different types of like colloidal silver and all that. But he told me he told me.
All right, hold on, Max. Hold that thought, man. We're going to a break. We're going to be right back in about 4 minutes. So everybody stay tuned. 347-688-2902. Listen to the Gray Zone.
freedomslips.com, and we'll be right back after this message.
Who owns you? If you're not in control, then someone else is. Join me, Ivy West, for Voices on the Wind, Saturday from 4 to 6 p.m. Eastern in Studio A. I discuss government, health, metaphysics, suppressed science, universal mysteries, little-known incredible facts, alternative energies, and even more than you can imagine. Won't you join us on Revolution Radio Saturdays from 4 to 6 p.m. Eastern for Voices on the Wind with me, Ivy West.
There are lives in the balance, people under fire, children at the cannons.
Because if your head's in the sand, your tail is a target.
Hi everybody, it's me, the Fetch, host of Inside the Eye Live. Before the Sunday mainstream media political pundit talk shows, there is Inside the Eye Live, where we break down some of the weekly mainstream media talking points before the talking points even get aired. Add in some entertaining stories, weather, cats, intriguing and informative guests, and you get one of the most listened to Saturday morning streaming media political talk shows going today. And it's all right here on our flagship station, Revolution Radio at freedomslips.com. So join me, the Fetch, for Inside the Eye Live every Saturday morning at 10 o'clock a.m. Eastern. It is truly intelligent media for the politically aware.
I have worked with the CIA, NSA, Templars, and Bilderbergers. Now I work for you. My show will disclose secrets, science, and esoteric knowledge. Join me, Stephen D. Kelly, for 2 hours every Thursday night at 10 o'clock Eastern Time on freedomslips.com, Revolution Radio, Studio A. You can also listen to previous shows by going to youtube.com/Free Revolution Radio.
Anti-aircraft guns went into action against unidentified aircraft in the Los Angeles area shortly after 3 a.m. Pacific Wartime this morning.
We are far stronger than we were 10 weeks ago.
No corners. All hands at your battle stations.
You nervous monsters hold. I'll do the mastermind around here.
You have not seen it, do not know what hell looks like from the top.
Well, check it out every Tuesday and Saturday on Revolution Radio. It's a double dose of the internationally recognized renegade military historian Douglas Dietrich.
You'll stay right where you are till I tell you to move out.
Yeah, that's right. Tuesdays from 10 to midnight Eastern Time. Join Douglas Dietrich as he exposes the truth in hidden history on his show Critical Omissions. And then our human weapon of mass destruction is back once again to take your calls on Saturday Night Firing Lines. Both from 10 to 12 p.m. Eastern Time. Only on Revolution Radio at freedomslips.com.
This is Thomas, a.k.a. a Mad Painter. I'd like you to join me Monday nights, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for Open Canvas. Don't forget to bring an open mind.
Yes, folks, that's right. Bring an open mind to an open canvas. Again, that is Monday nights, 10 p.m. Eastern. UFOs to government corruption. This is Revolution Radio, freedomslips.com. You don't need to expect us. We're already here. Radio, freedomslips.com, 100% listener-supported radio, and now we return you to your host.
Revolution-radio.com.
Welcome to the Gray Zone Roundtable, Revolution Radio at freedomslips.com. 100% listener-supported radio. No corporate ties, corporate duct tape dictating our freedom of speech. It shall remain that way as long as we are supported by you. Join us, 347-688-2902. Enter the Gray Zone.
Hello, listeners, and welcome back to the Grey Zone. As you're aware, we are 100% listener-supported. We offer a therapy service whereby you'll feel better for giving us some money and helping us out. And to claim that therapy service, you just have to head on over to freedomslips.com, hit the support page, and the donation button. And I guarantee you will feel better for helping us out and helping others and getting the word out there and getting the truth out there. And talking of truth, we have with us Dory, Linus, Julie, Max, Bill, Steve, and Aurora. And Max, before you continue with your
and
story...
Bill.
Did I miss... I said Bill. I said Bill.
And we
I said Bill.
I said Bill. Max, yes, before you continue with your encounter story, I was just wondering, for the sake of the listeners, if you could give us a little bit about your background, if that's okay? Because for not all listeners are going to be aware of your history and your background, including, was it Area 51, is that right?
I worked in Area 51 and S4. I don't really want to get into that, but, that's the past and all that. What I wanted to say is that I was in a gathering where there was a lot of people, and this light being came to this person, and he said it's specific to everyone. He said there will be in the future chaos, like bacteria and virus that's going to be put out there by man and by the governments and all that. And he said that the cure is, the grass that you cut every week, the grass in front of your yard and all that. He says that the grass, you take a handful of that grass and put it in and steam that grass in with water, and then after you let it sit at normal temperature, and then you remove the grass and then you put it to a strainer, and said that water that is from the grass, it's going to it will cure and heal all types of bacteria.
Wow, this is interesting. This is really interesting because first off and foremost, grass originally was just grass, and the Indians, the natives here in North America, they hybrid it. They made it and it turned it into corn. We got corn from grass. So that's interesting right there. But the second thing I wanted to mention is after World War II, when my grandparents came over from Germany, there's many people starving on the boats, coming across the Atlantic, but grass soup was like their main dish. So I just wanted to throw that in. Go ahead, man.
So this is like regular lawn grass?
Yeah, the grass that we cut every week on our front yard.
It doesn't matter like what kind of grass it is, just grass.
Grass becomes grains, yeah, and it's the grains that we.
I just wanted to know whether it was literally that easy. Like, you go in your backyard and make bacteria medicine. That's pretty freaking cool.
I heard of that.
Penicillin was an accident.
I heard of that sort of many times on and off over the years, and I just recently asked the question on air on somebody's show within about a week or two, and it was not because of you, Max, but I heard kind of the same thing, and but I was also just reminded by a friend of mine to bring up the fact that viruses are in reality a branch of toxicology and are sort of they're bits of, I think, broken mitochondrial DNA that enter your body. I forgot the science exactly. I started reading about it years ago. My friend knows more about it, and but I'll let you finish.
What are you referring to, Billy? What are you referring to?
In other words, like viruses are really broken bits of either DNA or maybe chromosomes or something.
Okay.
And or chemical.
You're talking about the vaccines then. Viruses
I'm saying what a virus.
Little robots.
Yeah, the little robots, but where do they come from? How did they originate? In other words, were they originally their own, or did they come out of a cell in the first place? In other words, from a full-blown cellular structure first.
Very good question. Very good question. Because they are little robots. That is a good question. Did they come out of the cell, or did they originate outside of the cell? Because I could talk to you about cell biology all day long, but that's a good question, and that's something that we all need to ponder.
Yeah, because they may have existed long before the cell ever existed, before any one-celled organism or simple structure like that big.
I agree.
Throw it out there, Steve. What do you got?
You gotta also ask yourself, like, what are the nature of organisms and their differences in respects to what is mechanical per se, right?
Nano.
Because like the most efficient kinds of computers that we see out there are inspired by mimicking how the physiology of the brain and our nervous system works.
Right, Steve. So how far back do you want to go? Do you want to go back and accept a little bit of Darwinism and then inject some viruses or some robotics or some alien DNA and tampering? If you're going to accept a little bit of Darwinism and a little bit of survival of the species, you've got to tell me where you want to start with that.
First off, even though what I am saying may have also some correspondence to a concept as Darwinism, I am not interested in Darwinism at all, because Darwinism as a complete thought is not something that I am debating right now.
That's why I said, where do you want to pick it up? Where do you want to pick it up?
Picking up per se, it's about picking and choosing what you've discerned, about, and working with what you know as we all come together on the answer. Right now, I'm talking about a small part of it, which is that everything that we see here, like people have made, for instance, the claims, if we want to go in this direction just for the sake of the argument, is like people say like some of the grays that are out there are called biobots. They're basically soulless automatons of an organic nature. They're organic robots that have no local consciousness. They're commanded by some sort of a signal that they pick up, through a built-in antenna.
Steve,
I've always
do we want to let Max say what he wanted to say?
I interrupted you first, Max.
No, that's okay.
Well, has all this been an interruption? Because I did not mean to be part of an interruption, Max. But this is the table.
Yeah,
it is
Steve was saying. Yeah, but what Steve was saying, and he's correct. He's getting to the point of it. You know what I mean? He's explaining it to other people. A lot of people don't get this, but Steve is like getting there.
I remember the first time I ever saw like diagrams of what viruses look like, and or pictures, like microscopic pictures of viruses, and it's crazy. They do look like tiny little robots, but at the same time, we also know what they're made out of, because they're made out of complex enzyme, chemical structures, so on and so forth.
Right.
Then again, what is to say that we are not biobots ourselves? The only difference is that we are biobots that have a much higher degree of control of these avatars that we are functioning in. There's a reason why James Cameron made the movie Avatar, is because he was trying to express that point to us, because we are souls that are inhabiting these bodies for a little while.
Horton, here's a who.
Horton, here's a who. Is that what you just said?
Yeah.
I said Horton, here's a who. Anybody get that?
Nope.
Yeah, I did. No, she's talking about.
Horton, here's a who. It's the little elephant. It's an elephant.
Listen to the the stuff you blow off. What do you call them?
We are all parasites.
There's a weed, yeah.
Something. And yeah, Steve, we're probably parasites on Mother Earth.
Oh, we're parasites with souls, and I don't think Greys have souls. And we are in a skin suit, you know that. We know we're all souls.
That I do know, yes.
We also have
and that's how I was linking it back to Max and letting Max have his.
Has a negative connotation.
Say again?
Parasites have a negative connotation to it, and although we've done negativity upon this earth, that is not necessarily what our nature is or what we can be, because our human bodies, if we looked at ourselves as a planet, each individual of us, if you take a micron telescope to your body right now, you will find that there are super microscopic organisms that are on your skin. Some of them do little things like they like to eat the little.
They look like viruses.
Little crust dust mite type of particles that are sitting in your pores or where your hairs are growing out. They're
the easy ones. The virus-looking ones are the problem.
And the truth is that these are technically parasites, yes, but also they're completely harmless to us. And in many respects, what they're doing is actually helpful in a coexistence kind of way.
There you have the definition wrong. A parasite is not the same as a symbiotic relationship. Okay?
True.
Symbiotic relationship means that both entities benefit. Parasite means the parasite is living off of the other one. Sure. And this is a wonderful way to take this, although I personally, Steve, hang on, I would love to just hear where Max was going with this, because he brought up viruses and whatnot. I'd like to hear that if you don't mind, and then let's retouch on this.
Before we go there, let me introduce another circle here, or another joiner of the circle. David Jankowski, welcome to the round table. But go ahead with your guys' thoughts, and make sure you give him a minute to get in there eventually.
Hi, David.
Yeah, hello.
Dave. Hey, Roar.
What you got, David? You spit it out, man. We want to hear it.
Well, I hate to use my name, but I'm in Boise. There's a guy who was prosecuted 6 years ago and locked up just feet from the Unabomber and thrown in solitary confinement. And his crime was electrically precipitating individual minerals to heal diseases. Linus Pauling said you could heal 90% of all diseases with minerals. So
the whole grass thing doesn't sound like it's too far-fetched, right?
Yeah, I missed the grass thing, but
how do you get prosecuted for that? Electrically manipulating? Say that again, David.
Precipitating minerals. Most diseases are just a mineral deficiency. In the 30s, they used to teach in medical schools pleomorphism, where depending on the medium, the bacteria or the virus will change into a different bacteria or virus. So if you take typhoid bacillus in a sterile environment and you sprinkle a little rust on it, it turns into tetanus.
So is that what they're spraying from the air?
I don't know.
I mean, can we make that leap right now?
We're getting iron oxide along with the barium and the strontium and the aluminum.
Aluminum does other things. Aluminum changes frequencies in trees, and it brings down a lot of fungus. There are fungus that live in the upper atmosphere that are just not native to our lungs.
I think that it would be dragging that fungus down with it, like as it falls with rain, where it otherwise wouldn't, something like that, to that effect.
Oh yeah, and people breathe it in. That's why people get these persistent lung things. That just
respiratory deaths have skyrocketed in the last 4 years. It used to be car accidents were like number one. Now it's respiratory infection related.
Check it out, guys. I am a public health nurse. Okay, so I went to a public health nurses meeting the other day, which I've always thought is a ridiculous waste of money because we all get together and we have a meeting. But I was very impressed that some of the doctors actually came on there and were saying some truths, at least about vaccines. And so what you just said, and I'm sorry, it's David, right? David, what you just said makes absolute sense to me. What they're spraying down on us can bring down anything. You're right. And I don't know about Morgellons. I'm not discounting it. But there are so many things that can be attributed to the heavy metals in our system and this and that. I went out the other day, guys, and I went out, all right, it was the nighttime before, and they were chemtrailing me at night. I went out in the morning, and there was crisscrosses. I went out at noon. There was more crisscrosses, and at 6 it was ridiculous that you could still see the crisscrosses. We were sprayed so badly over this weekend, it is not even funny. And my husband laughed. He goes, you know what? It's not us they want. They're going for the big population centers. And I said, how can you look up there and not think that you're being affected? We're close to L.A., so he was thinking L.A. because we were in Vegas the other weekend and there was nothing. But where is all the rain? Where is all the downpour from the particulates that they're spraying? There's no doubt in my mind that there's absolute particulates being spraying. They're being laid down like a grid. Anybody else have this experience?
Yeah, they definitely are.
Here's something to keep in mind when we're thinking about what we're looking for in the effects of chemtrail. I keep trying to remind people.
Monsanto and lung disease.
It is look, chemtrails is a process. It's a service. It's how much do you want to pay for me to fly my plane over this area and release a chemical? And they advertise that among the various.
I don't even think the pilots know it's mixed in their fuel.
And they make an order. Monsanto is going to have a different chemtrail order than the U.S. Navy is going to have, and the same thing with somebody who is at like the at NOAA, et cetera, et cetera. Everybody's going to order a different chemtrail service for different purposes.
But it's not up for order right now. It's still secret. It's not NOAA ordering it versus the Geographical Society ordering it.
To Monsanto.
Everything can be bought.
We didn't vote on it. It wasn't in the news to debate.
For order. It's still up for order. Somebody orders it. Somebody wants that service done. Monsanto.
Right, the highest bidder. Who's the highest bidder?
Monsanto. They want to pollute our soil with aluminum, as well as go along with Agenda 21 and kill us off.
You got to stop that now.
So only the seeds will grow in that soil.
Yeah, but you have to understand they wreck the ozone layer so many times in nuclear weapons that's what that. Yeah, and the Army even talks about it, so does the Navy. They all in the Air Force talks about it too.
That's why I asked Max.
They're doing it. Max, what's your opinion?
No comment.
No, come on. Give us a comment. Bullshit. You didn't come here to say no comment.
You gotta watch that S word, Julie. We're on the air.
Oh, I thought that was an easy one. I thought that was.
No, I can't say that, honey. Oh. See how good I am? I should get a medal for this.
Sorry, guys. I thought
Hey,
that
you know
was
what?
okay.
Here's a good question, though. I mean, it might. I just started thinking about the possibility. The funny thing is, it might actually increase slightly, and I do mean slightly, the efficiency of, gas in your car, the mileage in your car. With the luminance.
It's the weather. I think our Earth is changing. Look, it had snow in Chicago 2 days ago. This is May.
Chemtrails.
Yeah, but this is May. That means the whole world is going like cahoots in a handbasket. We all know
Max
this.
is freezing over there where it should be hot.
I'm sweating. It was 107 here yesterday.
It's going to be snowing tonight in Angela Black's area in Lake Tahoe.
Yeah, it doesn't.
California,
It's not normal.
Nevada,
It's all
border.
chemical stuff. But let me tell you something. They're going to spray it on them. They're spraying or on us. It's spraying on them. Doesn't make any sense to me.
We're calling it wet snow now. It snows at like 50 degrees. It's like, what? Really?
Yeah.
Well, we got July weather over here in the UK at the moment, which is great for us.
If I could finish explaining something which is really, really important to this conversation, this discussion, this argument about the chemtrailing phenomenon, which needs to be said because still a few guys were.
As long as you tell me what we're going to do about it after, go for it.
Well, this is about learning what we can do about it, is understanding the nature of the beast from a place of sobriety and wisdom. Is that look, if Monsanto is the one who's ordering that particular chemtrail drop, it's going to have different properties. You're not necessarily going to get Morgellons disease because of the Monsanto drop. The Monsanto drop might kill bees. It may kill non-GMO corn. It may do things like that, but it's not going to affect the transhumanist agenda. The guys in the Black Ops that want to have the transhumanist agenda, where they're really messing with your biophysiology for the future plans of having the ability to have you physically microchipped through having your skin turn into an electromagnetic membrane, that is going to be a different chemtrail property that will cause Morgellons disease. That is why you're not always getting the same testimony of symptoms of something happening afterwards. It's like some people have made the comments about I've noticed a day after the chemtrail drops, my whole neighborhood started getting really irate and angry with each other for no reason.
Exactly.
It's because somebody involved in the mind control aspect was activating scalar technology, and there were special particulates in the air to affect our brainwave patterns, and that's who was making that order. Those are orders being made. They're not public orders, so yeah, obviously, but they're still making orders. There's a whole shadow government running through all the bureaucracy systems. They all have interesting things they want to call up the chemtrail distributors and ask for. Hey, I want to buy this chemtrail service today. And that's what all of them say whenever they need it and want to do it and can afford it and so on and so forth. If you want to put a stop to it, if you really want to put a stop to it, you got to look at what is being put in the air. You have to look at the distributors of that and take a look at where their manifests are going. You want to know where the aluminum's coming from? It's coming from Alcoa. Let's go take a look at who Alcoa is selling all of their aluminum to, and you're going to find some weird orders, and those weird orders are the ones that are going for the chemtrail spraying. And if you can expose that, we get really effing close to shutting them down, because all of a sudden we're finding the right targets to pick on. All right, I'm done.
Jer Bear's joined us. Welcome, Jer Bear. How you doing, sir?
Nice, interesting talk you all gentlemen are having, and ladies, and I just had to come rubberneck.
Hey, Jer.
Hi, y'all. Hey, Max. Welcome back, bro, and be yourself for a change with me. That's right. All good. Nothing
Thank you,
else
Jer Bear. That means a lot to me from you.
I want us to say, I think that the chemtrails are created partly because they're trying to block some of that solar. I don't know, and partly because they're messing with the humanity. So, Stephen, Travesty, on that point, I missed part of what you had to say, because when you're saying Alcoa or whatever, can you bring that up? Trying to pinpoint what's what. Who orders? Like you said, somebody calls up and orders a chemtrail.
Yeah,
they order the waste aluminum, like there's different industries that have a lot of waste aluminum and a lot of waste, barium, and they got to get rid of it, and you can't just dump it in the rivers anymore these days, right? So they sell it, and they're using it for Agenda 21 issues, and like you said, it could be plugging ozone holes and all that too. I did a show probably about 8 months ago, and there was at least 8 different reasons that I came up with, positive and negative, that they could be being used for.
Yeah, but also, many years ago, I considered the simple fact, at least maybe in the beginning or at times, the only reason they ever chemtrailed was just a way to get rid of, like you said, it's waste aluminum. Like, instead of paying for storage and putting it in a cave or sealing it up properly at high expense, it's like, hey, just spray this in the air.
Like sodium, aluminum.
I don't know.
Even aluminum manufacturing produces sodium fluoride, and so they got to sell that too because they can't just dump it, and it costs more to store it. So
sodium
they put it in our water.
Fluoride dumbs you out.
They say it's good.
Dumbs you down.
There's plenty of room out at the test site.
Dumbs you down.
There's plenty of room out at the test site for all that shit, so they can just.
Now, if you want Agenda 21, I'd just put the poison up in
There,
there, spray us,
yes,
and we all die. And then if we die, then they die because they don't have any slaves left.
The S word, look, let me clear this up. The S word is completely acceptable at this station. We have a free...
Shit! I didn't know that.
Let's keep it to a minimum. I mean, let's go.
I don't say that word, but okay.
Look, man, curse words, they make lovely points, and it's not hard 7 dirty words. Then
yeah, S turns into F, bro. We all know that.
Slut. I can say slut.
Bad word.
Slutty?
Well, buddy.
That's okay.
All right, I won't say it, but I'm just saying the test site has plenty of...
Go ahead, Jer.
The test site area, there's a lot of areas out there that they call like Area 51, there's Area 49, Area 12, Area blah, blah, blah. Big area out there. There's a lot of hazardous waste that comes out there that is nuclear, that's done through the medical, through the medical part of our society. So if they have this other crap, they could deposit it out there just as well as the medical field does. Over.
May I?
Sure.
Okay. Hi, Jer. Love you, baby.
Hi.
Hey. Geez, I can't see who I'm talking to, but I was just a moment ago. You guys were talking about. Well, David and Steve,
yeah.
You were talking, I'm not talking about Morgellons, okay? I'm talking about the mass spraying, and I know there's rumors out there that Snowden says it's for our own good. It's actually to heal the ozone layer. Seriously? We're going to affect the entire atmosphere that we breathe, we drink, and we eat based on somebody else's opinion on that without asking any of us?
That's true.
You guys?
Saying earlier, like, we didn't vote. They didn't put it into the news and have a big debate and vote and,
They're going to vote on it when they did it illegally, doing what they did with atomic bombs. Are you kidding me? Seriously?
Exactly.
Are you serious?
Okay, check this out. Remember how I said it was the quickening earlier? Okay, what if birds? They are putting all this metal in the atmosphere so they can magnetize it to postpone our pole shift from happening as the destroyer comes into our solar system.
Whatever. Could be anything of that, but I don't think it's here to, like, cripple us and stuff.
If it wasn't for... what does it say in the Bible? It says if it wasn't for the shortening of days, the elect would have suffered more, something like that. I'm paraphrasing.
I know what you're talking about. And Bill, you know what? I know where you're going with this. I don't like it. I can't even breathe anymore. I live in the desert. They do this X's all over my house constantly.
X's.
Day in and day out. Day in and day out.
One other major thing, real quick, Steve, is they use it for a war weapon, weather weapon.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's totally weather. But don't forget, imagine if you had aluminum over the whole planet. Who can take control of those satellites and know when other ships or whatever else is coming into this atmosphere? Think about it.
What is it doing?
Everything we have is Wi-Fi.
But think about
everybody's making these statements in a way that I feel that they believe that what I said contradicts everything you're saying.
No, I believe exactly what Steve said.
Is in complete agreement.
Exactly.
With your with what you guys are saying as well. It's just the other part of it, so that way we understand. Because if we run around and we sit there and say chemtrails is for this purpose, and we we end up realizing that it's only for that purpose in this particular instance, we're going to be chasing a ghost forever and never going to catch it.
It's like Jer said. Jer said both. In other words, it's multi.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. There's no way to know what the ultimate purpose is, but it could be multifaceted. It's so easy to do. You know, a tiny little nanoparticle could complete 3 different objectives.
Even for warfare, I mean, just like triangulating your signal for radar around a globe, you know, bouncing off the atmosphere.
Look.
About this question,
we have the data of what they're spraying in the air most of the time. Right? So, with that being said, I said it earlier. You trace the sales back, and then you find out who is making.
That's the problem, though, Steve. We don't have the data of what's being sprayed in the air. Only data we get is from the ground. None of us can go up there and capture what they're spraying.
They capture it down here on the planet.
I know, but that's where they get away with it in like the law form.
Balloon.
All right, look.
Chem patches.
Steve, a lot of it is traceable, but not all of it.
Respected here, then you guys have a great night. I'm just trying to help.
Thanks, Steve. Don't go nowhere. Who's got the bird? Someone asked, who's got the Tweety Boy?
Oh, that's why I keep turning my mic off. I can't stop him.
It's okay. It's all right. He's okay.
Why did Steve leave?
Tells us we're still alive.
Max, do you have anything to say about this, or anything that you were trying to say earlier? Please go ahead.
Well, there is a way to terminate completely the chemtrails.
How?
Don't tell me Oregon.
What?
Oregon.
Well, it does do it. I've seen it in action, but yeah, okay.
you got to get at least several thousand people all over the world, and just everyone find a place of peace, you know, and project love through the chemtrails. It's going to take a lot. It's going to take a lot of prayers and a lot of way to terminate that by using love and all that. But you know, we can't. There's no way we can do it the way we're doing it now.
You know what though? That sounds like the Japanese with Fukushima. They say as long as you have a smile on your face, the radiation is not going to affect you.
Exactly, Max. Give us a more realistic idea.
Max, you do know one way. He probably can't talk about it right now.
I'll talk about that.
All right. We sort of know a way.
Max,
well, guys, here's a question.
Give us a hint. What are we supposed to do? If you know something, you need to share it, babe. What's up?
Well, Max, we'll just say chemical neutralization.
Yeah.
For now.
No, that's bullshit. Oh, sorry. You guys are here for a reason. Are you here to tell us something, or are you here to beat around the bush?
Not tonight.
Come on, Max.
No. Well, you know, every time that I speak, you know, I just don't want, you know, people to think that I'm making things up, which I'm not. I'm not really making. I made a few things up. I do admit.
I'm glad you stated that, Max. Now, boom, keep up that consistency and don't go that way, and you're all good. Don't make it up. Make it up.
You're here to tell us something.
I don't care how painful it is.
There you go.
I do know a lot of things that's going on out there that most of you don't know it. Okay. You know that I'm really connected. Dory Bar, did you finally remote view me and find out anything about me?
Night, maybe, right, Dor? Couple nights.
Dor, are you muted?
No, it was yesterday.
Last night, yeah.
No, but she said maybe the day after tomorrow or a few days or something. Like there was a space she had to wait for, like a day or more, before she said she might actually do that.
Oh, she's getting a refreshment, so.
Okay, so Max, well, go on. She'll be back. Go on.
Well, real quick, let me ask this question. I just want to throw this out there as something to consider.
Well, David keeps trying to get in there. I just want to give him a chance first, Bill, and then you.
Yeah.
Go ahead, David.
Well, I just want to testify the truth of what Max said. I was with a guy today, and he was a big-time football player, and after the Summer of Love, he was captain of the Rose Bowl a long time ago. And we were doing pranayama at a little valley in Idaho, and we just cleaned it out. It's just like splitting a cloud with your eye ray, but with pranayama and love, you open your heart, and you can cut through those chemtrails. You can push the aluminum aside.
I totally believe that. Whatever you perceive, if you have enough faith in it, it'll be created. But yeah, go ahead, Bill.
Yeah, I just wanted this to be a question to be thrown out there to consider, and that's, okay, let's say we all know aluminum affects us the way we all think it does in a bad way, and et cetera, and, affects trees and plants, blah, blah, blah. But what is the critical one single organism, one-celled or not, algae or fish, or one critical, just one critical organism or animal or plant on Earth that aluminum chemical will devastate in ways we have no idea yet?
Uranium.
Well, I'm saying the aluminum may dramatically, terribly affect one particular organism that will eventually...
The human brain.
Yeah, but I mean like in the ocean that may cause a chain reaction of some type that will become noticeable pretty soon, like really bad. And what if it's getting, let's say, connecting chemically with the cesium, and also that's bringing more cesium down as
Come on, Bill. You're asking us what's it contribute to. Come on, what's the one you're asking for?
No. My point is the aluminum in particular, or barium, we all know it's bad, but maybe in particular it's extraordinarily bad for one particular living organism on Earth, and we have yet to see the effects, and maybe that's an unintended result that could be disastrous.
That goes on with like every pharmaceutical out there on the market, right? Like, look at the commercials. They describe the pharmaceutical a little bit and what symptom it's going to help you with, and then they have a list of like 20 symptoms that it can harm you with.
Bill, are you asking about the phytoplankton?
I mean, how long did they test this stuff just on rats? Like, 5 years? Let alone humans.
Yeah, but as one example, Julie, that's one question. How is it affecting specifically the phytoplankton or some kind of virus even, or, whatever a virus really is?
It's all binary. They drop something in you, and then when they want to flip the switch, they'll drop the second part of that binary mix into you. Yeah, that's what kicks off.
That combination critical combination of some other chemical.
Don't forget the planet you live on.
I haven't heard from my Wingman forever, man.
Wingman, go.
I don't know. I remember, isn't there because there's a lot of these experimental kind of med labs. There's one in Long Island, and it's those that concern me sometimes. What are they getting up to in these places? Tinkering around with viruses and genetically mutating various things. And it's that thing that concerns me. And, if anything ever got out from one of those labs. And I think we're lucky so far that we haven't had something like the bubonic plague or something similar to that get out. But you never know. And like you say, Bill, what's mixing and what's happening as a result of the chemtrails, and some things we're just not aware of yet.
There's a little island off the coast of, I believe it's Georgia, but when the BP oil spill happened, when Hurricane Katrina happened, rumor has it that this high-level lab that creates, viruses and stuff like that, biological warfare type of deals, it basically got
flooded.
Yeah, and all these people got sick and died, and the media covered it up. And
Katrina virus, they're calling it.
Right, and they said it's the Corexit, which I don't even know exists. We're lied to so often. So I believe that there was a release on that island after that hurricane because it was very unprotected. And
that's not even the island. They're talking about the whole bowl of what's the place where the Mardi Gras is?
New Orleans.
Yeah, the whole bowl of it. The whole there was Katrina virus release. That's why they say the president didn't land on the surface, because there was such a virus there and they didn't respond for 5 days. Not the virus, but there was all this Monsanto crap, Agent Orange, just the whole chemical stew was brewing in the bowl.
Does anybody know the numbers on how many died? I mean, I heard there were even secret executions happening in prisons there in Louisiana.
That's for a reason. You guys know it's all planned. Anyway.
Oh, go, Dory, go.
No, I'm just saying, who was asking me a question? I had to go to the powder room, by the way. I wasn't getting a beverage, which I should have.
Powder room.
Right, all of a sudden I hear, someone saying something like,
did you go tinkle?
I did tinkle, so I'm run this back as fast as I can. Of course. I didn't talk for half an hour, and then someone says my name. Why?
Max Steele had a question for you, actually. He wanted to know if you remote viewed him yet, and if you had any advice.
No, actually, what I told him is I semi-did, because you only could go for a certain amount of time, without, you did give me access, but still. It was just a temporary thing. It was a little in short. I just think there's a lot of attachments on you, and you're going to deal with this one way or another. So whether you guys think he's real or not, he's going through his own real experience. That's all I have to say. That's all I have to say. Yeah, but I do it in a nice way. I don't do it to impose on another person's soul or, their job on this planet. We all have jobs here.
Yeah, that's
so I gotta ask. I have to ask. Max is back tonight and last night. Max, you're back. That means there is something that you still want us to know. Can you give it to us tonight?
Well, what is it you want to know?
No, Max, I don't have a question. You came back for a reason, and that reason either was because you didn't want to be away, because you miss us, and we're all wonderful, and you know that.
I like Revolution Radio, always have and always will, and I always recommend it to all my friends, even where I live and also in Florida. But, I know I did some things that weren't right, and I want to make it right. And I do have a lot of information, but, I don't know if the public's ready for it.
Well, let me add.
Give us something, or should we ask a question? Are you in that mindset where we need to ask a question?
Let me add this real quick. I don't think most people, and maybe you don't know, Julia. Max came on here. This is kind of where he first came out with this. Yeah.
I've been here, Bill. I've been here. I know Max.
But my point is in other words, Max may not even really understand what we need to hear. In other words, Max came out with his story about his dealings with Area 51 here in the past. I won't say anything else beyond that, but...
Handler, Bill? What's going on here?
No, listen, in other words, Max, he felt guilty when he lied to me, and I think he's coming back because he felt, in other words, Max felt guilty that he had to lie to you guys. That's why he's here. I'm telling you the reason he's back.
And
he's not here to tell us new information. He's here to tell us that, the reason why he faked his disappearance. He felt guilty, he's sorry, and he's assuming we all know his story. He told his story about Area 51 and dealings there. So
I was here, and now he's back. So because he came back, Max, welcome back. You must have more to tell us. So is there something pressing on your mind that you want us to know right now? You're the man. Tell us. I'm sorry to put such pressure on you, but Bill, come on, that's what's going on.
Well, yeah, Max, obviously I think you should tell more right now, to be honest, but he's got a lot to say. Max,
Well, let him talk, Bill.
probably tell him.
Well, there is a lot to tell, and I am well. It's hard for me to say because a lot of people are not going to believe it anyway if I say it.
Try me.
Try me too.
Hey, we've heard everything, Max.
3, 4, go around the whole list. We all know. You have no idea who most of us are, actually.
Jack.
Yeah.
Give it to us.
I don't know.
What are you so scared of, man?
I'm not scared.
You showed us your weapons last night.
I know. I'm armed to the teeth. That's true.
It's all good, man. Breathe. Just talk. Let it out. It's time. It's time. I'm sick and tired of all the confinement of information and all this stupid slavery. I mean, we need free energy, for God's sake.
Got it. Bill's got it.
I know I do.
He's right, Max.
Yeah, it's coming
You
out.
don't know who I know. I know people. I've been taught things. I just want to hear your testament.
But I really don't know what to talk about because I do know a lot of stuff and I don't know where to start.
Give us baby steps. Start at kindergarten level. Like, what's the stupidest thing that most people in this world can't even see right in front of their face?
Awakening.
Expand on that. So you're saying spirituality.
Spirituality. They're not, really, I don't want to talk about anything, I'm not ready yet.
Chill out. You just stay chilled out, Max. We got you, babe.
What's that?
Just stay chilled out. No pressure anyway.
I mean, when you're ready, Max, have a think about it and think about where you want to start from.
Yourself. Don't let anybody push you around. Just be yourself and be real, and it'll come back to you what you feel like bringing up.
I know Julie wants me to open up, but there's a lot of stuff out there that are being told to the public that is not true. They talk. I know a lot of information about UFOs and contacting and remote viewing and all different types of things. But what I've been going through in the last month or so, I've been going through a lot of changes over here myself. Not just spiritually, but also in my body, myself.
Oh, we all have, man.
We all have. I know we're all going through these changes, but the thing is that I'm going through a crisis right now that I don't know how to stop it. And Dory Bar may be able to help me with it because my remote viewing is going out of whack. I sit here and I don't have to even look for a target like you're supposed to, and I see it so quickly and very fast, and I see changes, and I see things. I can read crop circles and tell you what they mean, and I just have to look at it, and right away I know what it means, and I see things in the sky. I take pictures of different UFOs that I see, which I showed some of you guys last night, of pictures I've taken and in my life, and I used to be when I got out of the military, like I said, I went to the bodyguard business, and I learned a lot of stuff there, and I saw a lot of stuff that I didn't want to see, and I seen a lot of stuff that most people would not understand. at all. But
that just throws my head. I mean, I'm trying to figure out what that. I know death is very difficult to deal with, of course, for life. You know, if you see death in front of you. But I'm thinking the alien thing and like gruesomeness mixed with alien. And I'm trying to get a picture of what you're trying to tell us.
Well, I'm gonna tell
Are
you
we
something.
food? Are we food for some race out there?
Some of them are, yes. But he's doing too much too fast.
All right.
This is all I'm going to say. And you want to talk to me privately? That's fine. I won't talk to you on the air about this. You're seeing too much too quickly. You can't do that anymore.
I know. I'm seeing.
Well, the times are changing. You have to stop it. I've been there. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah. It's where all of a sudden the sky is no longer blue or chemtrail, but you see all the gears spinning.
Yeah, it's a tough thing to deal with. I mean, for any soul on this planet, we're all dealing with our own stuff. But what you see is only for your eyes only, and what I see are for my eyes only, and what Rectify sees or Jerbear sees or Bill or Dave, you know what I mean, or Julie. We all have to see our own timeline. This is our own timeline.
There is a group. There is a group out there that they do these programs on Saturdays. And they claim that these beings are talking and channeling them, and it's not. They're these archons and different types of.
But they're not in your timeline. Why would you involve yourself spiritually into that timeline? This is the thing you can't mess around with. See, this is when people get crazy. Don't mess around with this stuff. If it's not for you, you'll know when your group comes, when they come calling, you'll meet certain people in your life. We all show up at different times for everyone. Everybody has to understand this. There's a little bit of piece to the puzzle for every single soul on this planet. We're here to do a job. We do our job. We get off. We go do something else. That's what we do. We leave. And by being like totally bombarded with chemtrails and Monsanto and the corn and the this and the that. I mean, come on, really? You're here. Everybody's taking this away from us. You're a spirit being, and for 7 billion of us on the planet this time, we're here to see a change. We're like, yay, there's a change. So let us see it and experience it. Nothing's going to happen to us.
All right, guys, we got to do last statements. Show's about over.
Oh, God,
so we'll start with Wingman. What's your words of wisdom, my brother?
Live life on the edge. There we go.
Right on. Go ahead, Dory.
I'm with him, living on the edge is what he's trying to say. He's a foreigner. What does he know about Aerosmith?
All right, Julie, I want a nurse's words of wisdom. Don't tell me to go see a white coat either.
Okay, and quit calling me a nurse. I'm not a nurse when I'm off. Max, welcome back. Thank you for all the risks that you've taken, and you are certainly welcome here, and we'd love to hear any insights that you have, and I love the discussion that comes from even a little tidbit, so thank you all. Good night.
Sweet. That was good words. David, you got some good wisdom to share? Final statement. You might be muted, brother.
I'll say something.
All right, Max, go for it.
You need to trust to love, but first you need to love in order to trust.
Right on. Bill?
I guess just a thought. Chemtrails affect your chakras, but your opening up your heart chakra affects the chemtrails.
And Jer, what do you got, brother? From Vegas, straight out of Vegas, what's the wisdom?
I just got to say that I've been standing on the fence, and if I'm on the edge, I'm going to step lightly wherever I go.
I'll try David one more time. Dave? All right, my turn. Keep striving to learn. Always speak out. Love thy neighbor, and love thine enemy even more. And peace to all. And this has been The Gray Zone. Roundtable at Revolution Radio at freedomslips.com. Visit us. Check us out. We can only go month to month with your support.
Oh, and
donate generously.
One more thing. We are 14 days left on our goal, and we only have $1,000. So we're 900 short, and we've been doing a lot of help with the Bundy Ranch. So we need to just slow on the Bundy Ranch and get the station back up. So please throw a few dollars in there if you can. Anybody.
Yeah, we got radios down there, generators down there, fuel, food. Revolution Radio has been helping out, protecting the Bundy Ranch against the tyrants that are trying to kill us all.
Hey, the militia group that I belong to up here in North Carolina, the Mountain Recon Rangers, I'm actually the captain of it, and we have put in our website to send money to the Bundy Ranch.
Right on.
So we are cooperating too.
Yeah, we got to stand up. It's time. So don't hold your words back anymore. This is Revolution Radio. We speak what we feel, and we don't have any duct tape around our mouths, all right? And if we die, we die. But at least we died on our feet and not on our knees. So.
Amen.
Oh, man.
Tear through that red tape, too.
I don't have no knife on my throat.
No boot on my neck.
No tread on me.
No size 12 in my butt.
Any second now, the music's going to kick, but it's been great, guys. I appreciate all your inclusion. It's been a great roundtable.
Hey, yeah.
Thank you, Rectify.
You guys are awesome.
Do your
You're
Superman
awesome.
thing, R3. 1 hour left.
Hey, y'all gonna stay here and talk a little bit?
You have to talk to
Yeah.
R3. You have to do a Superman dig.
Well, you guys want to stay on the air another hour?
No, not air, but you know.
Okay.
Off the air.
Donate to the station.
After party.
Shh. Nobody's supposed to know about those.
After show.
So, Jerry, you gone dry?
We get dirty in the after parties.
Oh,
You guys look to your left, hit that donate button, support this radio station because we're listener supported. We depend on you. All of us, we're all the same. We wouldn't be here without each other. So give $1, give $10, give $100 if you can. It's the donate button on your left.
Please.
Everybody partake. This is a wonderful venue for us to get our truth out. Whatever it is, we can share that. So please hit that donate button. We are listener supported. freedomslips.com.
And check out our YouTube.
Come on.
Check out our YouTube, Talk Revolution Radio. That's one of our channels. Our other channel is TheGrayZone Radio, because you're not going to find any of our roundtables on the main archive page. They don't archive our roundtables, but I archive mine. So TheGrayZone Radio, spelled with an A for gray. All one word. But yeah, this has been Rectify, Wingman, Dory Bar, Julie, Lioness, David, Bill Grant, Max Steele, Jerry Bear, Heather was in here earlier. We had Aurora Light Sky, I believe.
Noreen.
Steve Travesty. Everybody, I hope you have a great Tuesday, and ignore the fact that it's a Tuesday, because I hate Tuesdays.
Welcome back, GrayZone.
It's actually a Monday night.
The player won't kick in. The player won't
maybe
kick in.
On here.
Maybe I shouldn't say this.
Is it like karma? We're supposed to, is it destiny? We're supposed to keep broadcasting or what?
Somebody pulling a break.
Yeah, what's going on here? Normally, they come at us by kicking our Skype's butt.
See, we're lucky we don't have commercials.
Good night, everybody.
We'll see you next Monday night, early Tuesday morning. Maybe tomorrow morning. Smoke.
Be well.
Or East time.